My name is Johansen. I'm 14 years old. I live in Freedom. I go to Kittatinny Regional High School. I've been doing 4-H for 8 years, and I go to Sussex County Go Capricians. This is my 7th year doing presentations, and today my presentation will be about karate. In karate, we all strive to be our black belt. In order to reach our black belt, we have to know the discipline of the black belt. In the discipline of the black belt, it goes, as a dedicated student of the martial arts, you will develop the principles of black belt, which are courtesy, honesty, integrity, perseverance, self-control, indomitable spirit, humility, loyalty, and sportsmanship. In order to get my black belt in karate, I had to go for all the ranks for Goshin-ryu, and for Goshin-ryu I had to go to the orange belt. In Goshin-ryu, there's an average of 2 katas in between belts. While for Goju-ryu, it's more like one kata per belt. Katas are basically a sequence of moves that can be used in a fight. For example, I'll be showing some off over here. For a kata, some of the basic techniques are like a fake to the punch, hit face, or low block, punch, punch. But in order to learn katas, you have to know the basic moves, which are punch, the kick, and the high block, or blocks. For the punches, there are 3 basically main parts of the punch, which are the high punch, the solar plexus, and the groin. The face is to the nose, solar plexus are towards the chest, like where the gi crosses, and the groin, the belt knot is where the belt knot is, the groin area. There are also different types of punches, which are not as much as the kicks, but still some, such as the horizontal punch, open shoot toe, uppercut, and then you get to the blocks, which is the boring part of katas. High block for if the punch comes to the face, middle block for if it's coming to the solar plexus, low block if it's coming to the groin. Finally, we have the kicks, which are my favorites. There are the front kick, which can be anywhere to the body, but the solar plexus are my favorite place. The roundhouse kick, in order if they're fighting on the side, get them right here. Then you have the side kick. So after you do those, then you have different versions of it, such as the back kick, where you're hitting with the heel. It's like basically kind of like a side kick. Then you have the side thrust kick, which is the most powerful kick you have, where you're hitting with the heel right here. Then finally, you have the crescent kick, which is mostly used as a block or as a strike, like letting them duck down so you get a better punch. Weapons! I know you're all dying to hear about the weapons, and this is probably the most well-known weapon of them all. Before we get to that, we gotta figure out the origins of the weapons. All the weapons that we use in our martial arts were made in Japan, where they were originally used as a sign of hiding that they were actually practicing self-defense. Such as you had the bow, which was the handle, rakes, and other items that you would use. So they could disguise that they're actually trying to prepare themselves so that people are like, oh, he's just a farmer, I'm gonna beat them up. For the bow, that's probably one of the coolest weapons that a lot of people love. And it's a lot more blockage. It's like the multi-purpose weapon. You can do strikes, you can do finishing strikes such as, you can do like baseball swing, you can do the blocks, and there's some cool moves like this is from one of my katas, and then you just have the side thrust, you have the poke, which is my favorite of them all, and then you just have side swipe. This is probably one of the better weapons, I would say, to choose in a fight. Then we have screamer sticks. These were made with branches. People would just grab branches and use them to fight with. The main purpose of these are used to, if one person comes up to fight, you can use them. It's a weapon. There are 2 main types, which is the punches you use, which is just striking from the shoulder like you're using it as a club, just like striking from the shoulder so that it's there. Or it would be kind of like an underswing, like you would do in kind of like on the other hand of softball. It's like that. So it would make the cool sound, which is why they made screamer sticks. Then we have the nunchucks. These were made kind of like the screamer stick with 2 branches, but instead put them with chains so that they could get the cool movement that everyone's used to. Probably the nunchucks are probably the coolest sound, the coolest looking ones, but the ones that would actually be pretty useless in a fight. Because unlike all the other weapons that could end someone, these are just going to knock them out. You're not going to kill anyone with nunchucks. But that doesn't mean they ain't useful. You can catch their arm with the chains in it. You can use it to grab the weapon. You can use it in multi-purpose ways. But the biggest thing you use it for is the cool movements, such as or next we have one of my favorite weapons. The tumpas! This is basically an extension of your arm. And these were used as farming tools such as screamer sticks and the nunchucks, branches that they grab little footholds they made with their pocket knife. It's a lot easier using an extension of your arm than having just trying to reach someone like this. Just manage to reach them. Every weapon has their main gimmick, and for this one, main gimmick is the swing, such as I also like these weapons because most of it is you can use the blunt of this end, which unlike all the weapons, you can actually grab it somewhere else, such as, which is pretty cool, I think. Then there's also punches, you can do swings, and it's also good for like upper. It's probably one of the most multi-purpose tools that I think of. And then we have the cool ones that everyone knows. The commas! I love these. These are probably my favorite other than one other. These are mostly used to sweep the leg. So when you're striking like that, you grab it like this, right here, and then pull it up. Now you sweep the leg, boom. These are probably the most gory ones of them all, to be honest. Such as when you go in, rip their stomach out. You can go in, kind of like chopping their shoulders. But the main gimmick is just throwing them to the sides, like this. Or you got the swinging it. But probably the best part about this is you can actually use them as a punch, such as putting your fingers right on the wood end and just going. Which are pretty cool, I think. But now it's to the coolest of them all. The size! For all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans out there, these you probably recognize. These are size, and these were used as like a hoe, put holes in the ground. But they use them as a weapon, and probably the deadliest of them all. You can catch weapons such as, when you try to strike, you get it right with the third prong right here. Get it right there, yank it out of their hands. Because you know what I'm saying, 2 is always better than 1. You can also pop, the main gimmick is popping your collarbones out. You can strike in, pop it out. And then you have you can actually use that as a punching tool too, which is the main purpose of it. But there's also, you can do this. Also, it has its own kata, which is my favorite one, where it's ripping the neck as you're punching them in the back, which I think is pretty sick. Two, one. The kata. This is what the bell requirements are. Now we demonstrate some of the katas that we do. We always start with a bow and end with the bow for every kata, especially for the weapons one, which has its own unique bow. For example, the bow will go right up to the armpit and bow so it doesn't touch the ground, so that we're not showing respect for the weapon by not letting it touch the ground, and we're showing respect to our opponent. Bokan, there's some unique moves. For example, when I'm doing this move here, it's 2 clocks to the jaw. So 2 clocks to the jaw. Now I'm switching and clocking them both in the jaw. Again, make sure they're out for the count. Think about it the next time. Then when I'm done with that, then I'm going to this move, which is easier if you saw my opponent, which I'm sweeping the leg out, striking him in the head, and then when they try to grab on, I'm yanking it down so that they can't grab it. It's also a strike because someone else is below me, and boom, clocking them in the head too. Next I will be showing my side kata. Well, this side kata, I put them both in one hand to start the bow. I bow, put the bolt from my head, and then I slice it down. Just want to show you how hard these are to operate. But wait.
Okay.
The next kata I will be doing is a kata that I needed for my 3rd degree on my black belt, which is Johansen. From different than the 2 weapons I did, the bow's going to start with the hands on the side. I use bow to show respect for our competitor, and then we'll do a meditation to make sure that I get rid of all distractions.
No.
Ice! Okay. Some of the moves that I used in the kata were, such as when I went like, so when I did this move, I'm grabbing right by the groin and the neck, pulling him over, throwing him to the ground and punching him twice. When I come over here, the open middle block, I'm doing the open middle block, pulling him in with a knee kick and then punching him in the head. And the final move is when I'm right here, I go here, I have his head right here, and then snapping it. And now I will be doing my board break. Next thing I will be doing is a board break, which is the biggest thing in karate. With the boards, because of lumber, the price of wood these days, I have to use this plastic, but it's still sturdy. Maybe even more sturdy than a piece of wood. Now my dad will be holding this, and I will be breaking it with a hammer fist. I'll be doing it 3 times to make sure I line up perfectly, and then knuckle time. Now, I will be showing you some other things about the wonderful world of karate. In conclusion, I believe that everyone should do karate because they can learn the principles of black belt, which are courtesy, honesty, integrity, perseverance, self-control, indomitable spirit, humility, loyalty, and sportsmanship. I also believe that everyone should do this so that they can take on the schoolboy or someone trying to take their money from them from attack on all angles. Lastly, I believe that everyone should do karate because it's a great way to stay in shape while learning and having fun at the same time. Thank you so much for watching my video. And if any of you guys from young to old are interested in learning karate, let me know. I'll tell you some good places where I learned my karate from. I hope you have a good day.